Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders with thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach Calvinator, boys.
Round 13 done. The middle bye round.
Yes.
The long weekend that it was, Thursday to Monday, is a long
dragged.
time for
Drag dog.
for me to look at my crap team across the weekend.
Especially, Dog, because you've held strong with waiting to trade.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm that competitive that I need to. This is the thing. I can't let a factor that was in my hands make my team worse,
Is it
which is
working
pretty
for
much
you?
what everything's done.
Yeah, how's it working for you, son?
Oh, well, probably could have made worse decisions if I didn't do that.
Fair
So
enough.
that's what I'm going to call it anyway.
Are you pulling trades on?
Yeah, of
Fridays?
course I am. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it all done and dusted.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice. Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Anyway, well,
Good story.
we better have a
Right, let's
have a look at how we went. Because although it's not outstanding, it's 3 in a row for old
Guys.
Destroy. Since I formed the 10K club,
I know.
we've come together. We're a force.
I know.
We're moving in the right direction. 3 in a row, 18-29. That's not great. It's far from great, but
Got you up
it
a
was
little bit.
enough. Yeah, it got me up to 3-7-8-9. Cal, I was just in front of you by a handball.
One handball.
2 points.
Yeah, and that got me to inside the 2,000 though, as far as
you
ranking.
got there.
So I've been knocking,
gunning for that.
but this was the week I needed to be bigger than that.
Right.
I had 22
Yeah, right.
playing this week.
Oh,
22.
you went all out.
I had no choice.
Okay.
But,
yes.
So this was my worst buy round.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though I scored more than last week, but it's all relative to how the players perform in 1 week. But I did slide a couple of hundred spots, all set up for next week, where I really hope
here we go.
the Warn Dogs can get out of the green vest. It's probably unlikely. However, I think I'm set up for next week. I've got, before trades, I've got 19.
Well, I'll tell you now.
Do you?
Yeah.
It doesn't actually help a lot.
No.
You know why it doesn't help?
No, yeah.
Because if we're having rookies
Yeah.
that should be dropping off,
Yeah.
pumping out 80s, 90s, and 100s.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
wowie. That was
You don't
unbelievable.
you don't need those extra guys.
All right, well, let's talk about rookies pumping out big scores.
That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
You start it then, Cal, because you were
No.
Oh, wasn't it?
pissed more than anyone
No.
I've ever seen.
I even contacted Fan Hub and said, do I have to take Highmore's 110? I was like, I feel dirty. I feel sick. I shouldn't have
No,
to
you
take
didn't.
it. I did. I rang him up and said, look, I feel bad. He's
You
Dog's
were
in the
just
1700s.
Fist pumping around with that chest puffed out.
It's filthy fantasy.
It was.
Highmore.
13 marks.
Unbelievable.
He tripled his best ever score, I reckon.
Well, he was a bloody sub last week.
I
So
know.
he goes from being sub and then
Unbelievable.
has 47 points in the first quarter.
It was a great quarter.
He has to be my +3, but I don't feel great about it.
Ton high score.
So,
Massive.
Yeah, anyway, that was mine.
I just wish I had someone doing that. That's,
Oh, no.
Well, you do.
is awesome. Oh.
Your +3's going there, isn't it?
well, there's a difference. I expect this on a weekly basis.
From who?
To go.
I'll get out.
He turned up again. I told people, I told you he would be a target after the buys, and you watch them all flock for the goat.
He's going to be cheap.
He's good.
Yeah, he was good. I'll give him
Again.
that. Yes,
Say
he was
it
good.
again.
He was good again. All right.
Thank you.
Let's just hope Robert Harvey likes to play him in the midfield
well,
now.
that could be an issue.
Yes, that'll be an
Better
issue.
steer clear. I don't recommend people get him.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to keep him to myself.
Righto.
Well, don't get him this week because he's got the bye.
No, get him.
Mine's going to finally a trade. Actually, all three of my trades were all very positive because I was getting 0 from every player I traded out because they were either on the bye or
It's an upgrade.
It's a
dropped
great
or
upgrade.
whatever. But Josh Kelly, the cream
He was so good.
at the top there. 152, top score of the round. I haven't had
Yes.
that too many times
No.
this year either. So
No.
the 152, it was majestic
Yeah, it
watching
was.
him doing everything as
He
well.
was.
90 at the half.
That goal that he...
Guess what, Roy?
Guess
what?
He was hopeless then
I
in the second
thought it should be a -3. When I saw that 90, straight away in my head, wow, cow, double it,
180.
180.
Did you see that goal he kicked? from the pocket.
He was everywhere.
Oh, I saw you tweeting about it. I knew you must have got him in
Yeah.
because he was
of course.
fanboying.
That was
wasn't he?
the advice all week to make
It
sure
was.
you get Josh Kelly
You are correct.
over Lockie Whitfield's
Yeah,
cow.
where did that break down?
No. It
You
was all
could
about
have-
it's all about team structure.
Oh, you could have fixed that up.
Nah, I was happy how it is.
Have you got any DPP, mate?
Oh yeah, but I don't like using it.
My God. There's almost no excuse
I'll give you
now.
a tutorial next time.
There's no excuse considering where we've got, who have we got there? Defender forward type status.
like
there's heaps of them.
Hall, you've got Hine.
Yeah.
You've got blokes that I've got defenders in my midfield.
Yeah.
Just put anyone wherever you want.
Yeah, she's a dog's breakfast.
That's probably the thing.
It certainly
all
is.
right, well, it wasn't all great for us.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Right now, I feel like I should be giving this to myself, but I'm not going to. I bought in Whitfield.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason, and you're like, well, why didn't you go Kelly? Well, because
You don't listen to Roy and
No. But I was just like, I think he's going to be better. So I went Whitfield, and that's what I've done all year. I just go in off my own. Oh, don't scoff. Check the ranking, Roy. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll go Whitfield. That's fine. Cool. Didn't work, but he's not actually going to get it.
No, right.
Isn't he?
No, head tilt.
Fair enough.
You know what?
Oh, my goodness.
He was like my 16th or 17th score that I kept.
He's massively the barometer.
The biggest sook
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life. What is that?
Are you going to trade him this week?
I'll tell you
He's
what.
got the buy.
He does, and he's every chance to go, but he's not worth anything.
No, like the thing is, and like at a time like a -3, it's you don't want to be the I told you guy, but
You're very good at that, though.
Cal,
I know.
you know what he was doing. You know what he looks like when he gets like
know.
that. He actually had a good second half to save himself to that.
I'd switched it off. I was over it.
I don't blame you. Okay, he gets praised for how many kilometres he runs.
Yes, he does.
Anyone can shuffle
Yep.
like that at that pace.
Yep.
Or if you get to play the whole game shuffling,
He's not doing much out there. I'll give
he's
you a
not,
tip.
is he? Dog, is he never again for you?
Oh, 100%. I don't
Yeah.
think you can have him ever.
Anyway,
Everyone's got a price, though. He's getting cheap, Roy.
Oh, I've
do
got
not touch it.
I've got my eye on him, that's
Seriously,
for sure.
don't bother.
Mine is, this is back-to-back 80s, and I know you're a fan of this guy, Cow. Clayton Oliver.
Oh,
Lift, mate. What was that? That was against the Pies, for goodness sake.
yep. That should have been a 120. So last year against him, I think he had like a 170.
Oh, please.
My.
100 less, basically.
So hang on.
Unbelievable. No,
Yep.
he was not good enough.
No.
In the first quarter, he had 3 touches, no tackles.
No.
Didn't have a clearance, too lazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pull
He
your
looked
finger out.
frazzled too.
He did.
Doesn't he look frazzled when he gets tackled and
He does, and his hair's all...
and he's got like red dreadies, doesn't he?
I don't
Got
know
little
what it's
dready
doing.
things in there.
But he might want
Odd.
to touch that up at the moment.
He needs something going on.
Switch on.
An issue for me is I have made some bad calls in my team, but I don't know if any are bigger than having Zach Smith as my R2.
Now,
You know what's worse than that?
It was wrong. I never thought it was going to be a genius move or
No.
anything like that. It was desperate times call for desperate measures. It was about upgrading a rookie in the back line who wasn't playing, blah, 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 and it was a way of doing it. There could have been probably 25 other ways of doing it.
You know the worst thing about that, dog?
What?
You said it publicly.
I did.
1, people may have copied you.
Yeah.
And 3, everyone knows.
and 4, I hate to say I told you.
No, but seriously, the thing is he scored 57, which is, well, it was actually about his break even, so I'm okay with that.
God, you can find a positive anywhere, can't
do you know where I could find a positive?
You get
He's
to
got
trade
some
him?
capacity of scoring, capability of scoring.
How?
He had 14 in the first half.
No, he didn't.
So he had a 43.
Doubled it.
Well, that's what I was doing.
You would have been
I was going,
celebrating.
yeah,
Cal.
no, he comes off my... he
gets a 28.
out of my
So that's
best
a good
bloody
save.
18. But 43 point second half.
That's all right.
It's not too many ruckmen that
See,
go around doing that.
You're only as good as your
Max
last
only had
half,
43
too.
in the first half.
That's true.
Today.
And that's the rule about doubling. You're only allowed to double the first half score because you've seen what they've done. You can't go, 43 in the second, that should have been an 86. No, dog. You only double the
Seriously.
first half.
Not a good
14.
one. I don't know how
Oh
I'm getting
my
out of this
God.
hole either. That's the
How were
worst
you
thing.
feeling at half time of that? Were you just...
Oh, well, I've given up on my team anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
counting down.
enough.
There's 10 rounds to go. I just going, right, that gets me through to got school holidays in
Zach
3 weeks'
Smith.
time.
What were you ever thinking?
Yeah.
No, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking 70. I'll get 70 from him across this bye period, and then I can upgrade.
Who told you to do it? There's obviously someone that you listened to that suggested that was okay.
It was me.
You just went all off your own
It was
back
all
with
me.
that.
But then I get Selby saying, yeah, that's not a bad move.
Oh, that was enough.
He stitched
I knew
me
he
up.
needed something.
He stitched me up. I remember it. I did it on bloody our school cross country day. I'm there going, yeah. Oh, well.
Not that he cares what we say, but he didn't get any tick from us.
No, I was going to roll with that. Well, I didn't have any choice. Actually, I could have gone with Sean Darcy.
There's always a choice.
Or I could have
Zach
held
Smith.
freaking bloody
Anyone.
Riley O'Brien.
Oh.
All right. Can I say,
I hate this
He's
guy.
averaging 100 the last 3, Dog.
can we stop talking about Zach Smith? He's had way too much airtime.
I didn't even know he was still on a list.
Well, there's 32 other coaches that want to hear about Zach Smith who've got him, I think.
Probably.
All right, let's get into this.
It's time for breaking news with Warnie.
All right. And Zach Smith pulled up pretty well from his defeat. He got pounded, though, in that game. What about that? So let's start
He's
this.
still going.
Sean Darcy. So
Oh, wow.
could not have. It's a little bit like some of these rucks getting these perfect matchups and stuff coming through. So Sean Darcy, a week ago, out, hamstring, done, trade, right?
Yep.
Then they said he's going to be all right. He's running around. There's still that slight chance of a laid out then.
Yep.
And anyway, plays on his 24th birthday and scores 132.
Inflated birthday score.
It's not the third or fourth highest score for the week.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
The day I cop a scenario like that,
Yep.
I just cannot wait. How do you get that kissed? The dude was out. You had to have trade plans.
Yep.
I mean, I guess people are
Amazing.
lucky we scooped it on Monday.
That's right.
They could reverse their
Yeah.
trade straight away.
Because I think he ended up being the most popular ruck traded in for the Brodie Grundy one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway,
Oh, lucky save.
massive for him. What even made that even more interesting was Friday night, Ned Reeves was a laid out. So an hour before the game started, one of the most popular players traded in because coming off the bye,
Yep, ticked boxes.
even an option to be a to cover Darcy,
Yes.
for example, as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was laid out with an ankle. He heard it at training on Thursday, thought he might have got up, but then Segler came into the side
And dominated.
So there's no way Reeves comes in this week.
No, God no.
No.
Probably.
Not with Big McElroy knocking up 100 still there, Roy.
McElroy's dominating.
Still getting it
No
done.
wonder your team is actually
Mate.
semi-competent.
I got... No, don't worry about it. I'm not going down the
So
gap.
you're getting a high more.
You nearly went back to him.
Yeah, I nearly got angry with him again. Every time you kick my team, it goes back to Gaff.
All right, the other news out of the round, few concussions. So Todd Marshall probably keeps Laddams in the side, Roy, again. That was a good bit of advice from you.
It was.
You don't like to tell people you told them so, but...
I did tell them so.
yeah, so...
He's been
because
good.
Lycett will be back this week, and that's
Yeah,
the big thing
of
for
course.
that. So, and that's why being the bye rounds where there was the doubt on grabbing Laddams, but bloody hell, he's been knocking up some numbers.
He has. I guess be fearful still now. He'll hold his spot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he could go back to that role where he didn't touch it in the first few
You know
games,
the biggest news out of all this with Lycett coming back?
What?
Guess who he plays this week?
Who?
Zach Smith.
Oh, does he?
Zach's going to get even more
Oh,
smack.
bloodbath. Double teamed.
Good thing I'll have 22 playing this week.
It's very lucky you have 22
Yeah,
this
you're
week.
going to need him.
I'll have bench players scoring more than him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Yes, you will.
Will Hayward was concussed. Now, Harry Morrison, Hammy, on Friday night. James Warple and Sam Wicks have got a 1 week suspension each. We're going to find out more, I guess, at some point about the next one where Hunter Clark, broken jaw, 6 to 8 weeks. He's had surgery. So David Mackey, Cow.
Yeah.
Would you be able to recognise him if he walked past you in the street?
No. Unless he had an Adelaide top on and a Mackie written across the top of it.
And then you just think he was like a fan.
I'd be confused.
But yeah, so he will, well, who knows what's going to happen with that.
No one's got him.
No, but it's just an interesting...
It is.
thing,
It's something that happened. It's breaking news. It's news that broke over the weekend.
Well, if he's out, then maybe...
See what's new, Mr. McGee.
Little segue, Cal.
I got that.
Worked pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, I got it.
Because Jackson Haley dominated.
He does.
He dominates whenever he plays.
That's it.
It's not AFL, unfortunately, at the minute.
Maybe his time's coming. He'll dominate this week.
136 he had in the Sandful, 31 disposals, 5 marks, 8 tackles, and a goal.
Oh, that's big.
It is. So,
He's
great
in.
game.
He's in.
You know who's not in? Yeah, so they've got to wait the week because Adelaide are on
Then
the
he's
bye.
in.
Then he's in.
It's not going to be Ronan O'Connor, Cow.
Oh,
no.
10 disposals he
Ronan.
had, 56, had 9 tackles. Knows how to tackle.
He loves a tackle,
Loves a
hates
tackle.
the ball.
What?
That's his motto.
What?
Unbelievable.
He would
it's
have a
not a bad
t-shirt.
thing to have more tackles than disposals, though, as we learnt from John Newcomb on the weekend.
No, that was big.
Luke Valenti in the waffle, he had 101, so he's still cruising along
Put
there.
his hand up.
Still knocking.
He had a couple of blokes ahead of him, though, that got their debuts this week. Obviously, they've got the bye this week as well. Lloyd Meek, why are we talking about him? Because Sean Darcy's bloody good, and he's not injured. So 94 for Lloyd Meek. Fiorini loves the pill. 44 times he got it for his 142. Dylan Stevens, 31 disposals, 119. Depending on what the Swans do there, he's probably very close to being back in. Phil Davis will be coming back into the GWS side, you'd think, because he's had that run there. 87 he scored. 18 disposals, 10 marks, which will be interesting to think about when we talk some of these trade targets.
Yeah.
He's coming into the back line there.
Yep.
Briggs, as well, I guess we've always seen that he's a very good scorer. 124, 22 disposals, the big fella.
He's
racking
capable.
up there
Yep.
with 6 marks and 28 hit outs. Tanner Bruin, he had 106, and Jake Riccardi.
Oh, he did it again.
168.
Wow.
Thanks to 8 goals for.
He had another party.
23
He did all right.
disposals, 14 marks. It's just incredible with what he's doing, isn't it? Like, he's just, I don't know, he's got to be in at some point. And you're just looking at this for future. If you're thinking you keep a league and you can stash a bloke on the bench because he's probably available for you,
This is true.
you might as well be jumping on that and holding that there. And it could be some form, I guess, of a player to sit, hold, whatever.
Hi, it's Nat Edwards. AFL Daily is a new daily podcast from the AFL. Each morning, Damien Barrett and I will share the biggest stories and the biggest opinions in footy. We'll connect the dots and tell you what the stories mean for your clubs and your favourite players. AFL Daily, your new daily footy habit. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.
So, Calvinator, apart
Yes.
from your Highmore, you kissed on the ton high score.
Ah, yes.
110.
110. 110 of the best, boys.
He wasn't just the only kid that actually stepped up in the round.
No.
They
There's
were
a lot
massive.
of them.
Yeah.
Even the Swan guy that backed it up, Marty, backed it up from the week before.
And you picked him the first week of
I
that.
did, but I couldn't even get that one because that was stuck
Didn't you
on
get
my...
it?
No, it was stuck on my
that's
bench.
brutal.
Yep.
So Roy, we got him in this week.
Yes.
But you were devastated. This is so. You tell me how sick I am.
Oh,
you were
I wouldn't have been
angry
sick.
at Reeves being out because it meant those people that were getting Reeves ended up getting a Marty.
I am sick. You are correct.
Yes.
It really peed me off.
Yeah, I can feel that.
So he was awesome there with a 92. Obviously got the bye this week.
Sucked in.
The Swans, Foley and Edwards, the two Lukes from the Eagles.
Oh, they were good.
90s a pair, and they're staying in that side, I reckon, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
Although
How could
I
they
always have this theory that with the buys, I reckon it resets thinking.
Yeah,
So
potential.
you're not necessarily
Yeah.
the same 22 the next game.
You just watch Edwards' last quarter.
he was awesome.
And they can't forget that.
He had 27 disposals.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was really good.
John
Son of-
Newcomb.
Yep.
On Friday night as well, 87, 14 tackles there.
Yes.
It's just
Cuddler.
epic. So I think the record was it Rupert Wills had 11 tackles on debut. So 14 is massive.
The power of positive reinforcement too.
Yep.
Everyone's been talking about the tackling.
Yep.
How is he going to come in and do anything other than smash people?
Did you watch it? He was so hungry.
He was.
He was on the ground. Then
Yep.
he'd jump back up and tackle
Yeah,
someone
it
again.
was awesome. It's exactly what
Epic.
a debut like that should look like. Just a hungry.
On your
Loved
list there
it.
that you made, Cow.
Yep.
Didn't
Oh.
put Josh Tracy. 81. Big fella's actually
Dick
scoring
Tracy.
again.
Dick.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
He was on my
And you're
bench
having a
as
go
well.
at
No,
me.
he's on my bench.
I don't
He was
care
like-
where you've got him.
Didn't
Yeah.
get him.
What's that? No, he's sitting on my pine. I couldn't get him.
Sucked
In the ruck.
in.
Thought he was going to be the worst of my rucks. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know, I've got 3 dudes. I've got Max Lynch, Marty.
Have you got Lynch?
Yeah.
Come on.
Max
When
Lynch.
did you do this?
He was a downgrade. He was 170k.
He needs to start asking permission.
Oh, come on. He's a bench player to get me through the first 2 weeks of buys. And
then what, dog?
and then Tracy.
Tell us cash gen is everything.
Who? What's that?
You say cash generation is everything, boys. Don't throw these positions.
Well, he's going to keep someone out of the team, maybe. No, he's there for the 2 weeks. That's what it was all about. When I say no other option, I could have gone to Marty in that first week, but I just didn't have the faith there. I thought, at least I'm guaranteed of 2 weeks with Max Lynch. Anyway.
I can see how you went down the big
turning into your crap ruck?
So my crap rucks, the worst of my 4 rucks that I could have been playing this week was Zach Smith. Isn't that terrible?
He went down the big slide as well this week.
He definitely did. All right. Can we get back on track?
What are we getting on track to?
We're getting back on track with some players to trade in this week.
Right.
To trade in.
Trade in.
That's a bit nicer.
Yeah, it's better than talking about Warnie's 17 rookies that he's got
in the ruck department.
Well,
right.
Come on.
Zach Smith, the 30-year-old rookie.
Now, I was at our production meeting this morning, and we're going to go through each team.
Right.
Okay, to talk about some trade targets. And we're aiming...
So the teams that are coming off the bye.
Coming off their bye.
Not all 18.
No.
Yeah, you can't do that. That would be crazy.
10 gals.
But...
We can't just, say, bring the GOAT in this week. We're not talking about the Pies.
The best player in the competition to bring in.
It's for next week's podcast.
Oh, God, that's going to be a thumping episode.
Title's ready to go, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Bring in the GOAT.
All right, so Roy.
Hey, GOAT.
Brisbane.
Sorry. Yep.
Hit me up. Who we got?
Okay, so I'm not necessarily saying to do it right now, but Lachie Neale is one that we have to keep watching.
Yep.
So he's going to drop further.
Yep.
We probably want to see a big game before we launch. However, the name is always there. I'd even launch into a good matchup or something like that.
Well, he's got that this week against North.
Yeah, right.
Break even of 127.
Attainable.
He has dropped about 170k from his starting price.
Right.
Could you go this week? He had a 71 last week.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not enough.
It's not, no.
He may even cop a tag this week from North, who have a couple of options that they could use. Could you go early on him?
I think you could for the name, but I think there's other options out there that would mean you can wait a week.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So 729k.
That game, so playing against North Melbourne, that should have been in breaking news. That's in Hobart now. A 4:35 game.
Oh, that's
Hobart.
freezing.
That's horrible.
Nah, wait a week. Definitely.
Broken fingers.
Without
I
a
reckon.
doubt. If
Horrible.
he gets a plunket,
Yep.
gone.
Horrible.
Trade back out.
So, hold. Wait.
Yeah, wait on that. Wait on that.
Okay, we have better.
People like Lions are good too. Like if you're
Yeah.
upgrading to a unique, people like him are good, but he's not someone we're going to focus on. Now,
Blues.
At the Blues, I love Welsh, so I have to mention him. But the form. Now, I've gone a few weeks without mentioning him, so it's relevant again.
Okay.
So at the start of the year, I said he was a gun.
Yep. A gun.
Yeah, a gun.
I got that wrong.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
I'll record that little snippet. Use that.
Zach Williams, I'm talking about.
Right.
So, Colton, for some reason, and it's not his fault, because he's actually a gun midfielder. So I don't know what they've done with their structures or their coaching, but he sucks as a midfielder at Colton.
Okay.
But he's found his way back to the half-back line, where I believe he's a 90 as a half-back flanker.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, he's scored that 90 twice in the last 3 weeks. His price, $5.27 for Zach Williams.
That's cheap, isn't it?
Okay, he's not this superhero that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But he's not $5.27 suck.
Well, he's better as a half-back than he is as a midfielder.
If,
and you know what else?
If he's coached wrong, yes.
Grudge match.
Is it?
Grudge match.
You love a grudge
Revenge match.
Revenge match.
Revenge game.
So that's a Saturday night game against GWS. So.
Look, it's interesting. If you have the cash just to pop on a rookie's head sitting there and you can get to him, he's capable of hundreds. All right? So, 100%. Now, a guy that I've got a little bit more faith in reaching triple figures because he's done it. Well, he's averaging at 102 in his last 5, 113 in his last 3, and I must think he's good if I'm recommending a Don here.
He'll be
Dog.
playing out the back
He
here at
will.
Utah
Even more
Stadium.
incentive for us to get him. But Langford, 6'6" for what he's doing, that's massive. Now, Shield, dog, does this concern you? He's not that far away.
Could be back this week, as is Devon Smith.
Now, does that affect... Oh, double
Well,
flag.
Devon doesn't really affect much.
How do you reckon Shield Dog affects...
Not anymore.
No, true.
How does Shield then affect Parrish, who's the third most expensive player?
It has to affect him.
Yeah, you're not picking up Darcy Parrish at that price.
There you go. That's coming from the Snoop.
So this is... They play
You can't.
Hawthorn.
Well, I'll never pick anyone at that price because I'll never be able to afford anyone that price.
Well, that's
true,
the other
true.
issue as well.
You have to get like about 10 Zach Smiths
Thing
before
is,
I could afford that.
Parrish, it just must be orgasmic to own him. Imagine putting
Yes.
a C on him.
Yeah.
But he's $8.79 now.
Yep.
When you put that next to Darcy Parrish's name, it's hard to justify it, let alone when Dylan Shield is coming back. Now,
Yes.
there is no way he's not a midfielder now,
No, that's
regardless.
right.
So we're not saying he'll go back to his forward pocket.
Yep.
But it mixes up the rotation
The other
a fair
part too,
bit.
like early on, they were giving Caldwell the love for the midfield spot
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
And like
So
even
it's
if he
there.
was back, I don't think Shield would be out.
No.
Parrish would be
No,
out at all.
agree. But it's a thing when it's that sort of price.
You just can't do it.
But God, if
I
you've
just
got
can't
him,
recommend picking
All
up
right, so
anyone for more than 800.
So far, we've gone
That's my
through...
world.
We've gone through a few teams.
Yeah.
We've said pass on Neil.
yeah,
Walsh is a jet, but, we're looking for a little bit of value here, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Zach Williams is a... Yeah.
Must have,
You
yeah.
Can, oh, God. You can do it if you want.
yeah,
And Parrish is a no.
yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, did you say Langford?
Oh, Langford.
Langford.
Are
He's
you
a
a
good
yes on a
option.
Langford?
Hell yeah.
Right.
I'm recommending that.
Now, I'm going to go into Geelong here and have a look at Mitch Duncan. Right. 800K. Now, he was averaging 123.
See, people spent up for him this week.
Was
They
averaging,
did.
but he's coming off a 62 and a 71. A
He is.
break even now of
62
one.
concussed. It was 62 at the half.
Still
as
a score, mate. Still a score, right? Break even of
You take those out, Cal.
166.
Yeah,
That is ridiculous.
it is.
So you're waiting on him, Cal.
You are waiting on him.
Yeah.
So you can't bring him in. Well, you can bring him in this week.
Yeah,
But
you
he's
wouldn't.
coming off a 71.
And he's playing against
And
the
he's playing
Bulldogs
against
this
the
week.
Dogs, number one hardest.
And as Dog said, you shouldn't have bought him in last week.
I didn't. No, I
I know you didn't, but I'm surprised because you always pay top dollar for Duncan.
No, I did consider it.
Now, Gold Coast, we have to have our eyes on Rouse.
It didn't look good rusty. He's what
did.
you'd call it.
I know.
Yeah.
And you know what happens with rust?
What?
You work it off.
Do you?
And then all of a sudden, you
How
look
would you
like
work
new
it off
again.
for him?
How would I?
Just rub.
No, I'll just let him play a couple of games. There needs to be no physical contact, dog. So Rouse, in a couple, in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
he's going to be so rudely cheap,
Yes.
that he can be M8 if he has to.
So when do we go on this? We go when we see something, don't we? Because he's now...
You need a good score.
He's 492.
Yeah, so he's under 500.
He's
Now
got a
you're
break
probably
even he
above.
can reach. He's got a break even of 121. He could hit that this week.
He could.
Of course
But
he
did
could.
you watch him?
Yeah, I did. He's not hitting.
Did you even see the start of the game? Bloke didn't even know where he was lining up. Ran to the bench, and then they had to bring out the old magnet board and show him, hey, you're on the forward flank.
That's the thing you used to hold up, mate.
He's so used to seeing, I'm not in the midfield. Oh, I must be on the bench to start. That's what he would have done. And then
that's
he
stuff.
worked out. He's had to
Right.
run back out there with his shorts pulled up around his
Did he?
nipples.
I didn't see that.
Well, that
that's
throws him
unbelievable.
off.
But thing is, he's a jet.
Yep.
And he didn't come back through Magoo's or anything. That's
No,
him
no.
coming back through
Yep.
Magoo's.
Yep.
That's
Blow the
where
rust
he's
off.
Yeah, exactly right. So you blow it off.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be rubbing it off. What about Tuk Tuk?
Unbelievable scenes. I'm
Moving
just
on.
letting him play.
Tuk Tuk.
Now, Tuk Tuk is very similar to Parrish.
Yes.
Maybe
Maybe this is an exception to the rule.
130,
Because of what he
160.
gets got. No, you still can't do it.
Why?
But I watched that game pretty closely.
That's a
as well.
season changer.
He was unbelievable. He was piggish.
Yeah.
The way he ran around, he was just getting the ball like a pig would.
Yeah. Isn't it nice when you see a player that actually wants the ball and runs and changes their pace and stuff to get it?
A lot of the Suns didn't want to do that.
No.
Watching that game.
No, they don't, but he does.
Yes. He was awesome.
Imagine
I
having
still
that as a
think-
unique.
I still think,
He gets it done every week.
Every week.
Just too much coin.
10. But there you go. Is McRae too much coin?
No, you've got to have him.
But no, you've got to have him.
But
What's the difference?
Better name.
Is it?
when you're old school like us.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
All right, now this is GWS.
Yeah.
I reckon we've got some little rippers here.
I don't know if he's a ripper, but Haynes, we've been waiting,
Yeah.
and we finally saw something. I think he
Okay.
took 14 marks. He was intercepting again.
Yes.
So when he's combining some really good intercepts with also a little bit of chippity chip,
Yeah.
you get 14 marks, you get a ton. So he had 107. He's so cheap that it's worth the risk. I
What
still
is he?
think-
471.
Yeah.
So-
That's so cheap.
So
So
it's
it's
just-
30k or whatever, but he's
He's down 200.
It's just too cheap to ignore.
and it's an option if you're making money going from James Jordan to him, for
There you go.
example.
Yeah.
Like that's just ridiculous for a bloke that, well, he was awesome last year, Cal.
can-
He was.
and
He was a
can
90
do it.
guy.
He's more than capable of slipping straight back to Sucky Haynes.
The thing is, though,
but I like it.
Phil
Sam
Davis
Taylor's out.
Phil Davis
Davis
comes
coming
back.
in.
Now, Phil Davis played the first 2 games, got injured in his third, which probably means that he's had to do a little bit more lockdown than probably what
Oh,
he
that's
liked.
good insight.
Yeah, I've been working over here.
Bloody oath, man.
Yeah, so
Brilliant.
Anyway, don't have a reason why he was so good this week, but because Phil Davis.
If only we had some more time.
However, just something to keep an eye on. Rightio.
Okay, that was cool, but yeah, he's an option.
All right, who would you pick out of Whitfield and Kelly, Roy?
Kelly.
Oh,
again.
right.
Oh, easy pick, Kelly.
Right. Kelly, though.
Kelly, easy.
Whitfield on the radar.
Kelly, I mean, he's been must-have
Yeah.
the last probably 5 weeks. It took until this week for you and I to get him, dog. We
And
finally
it's hard. We
got it
wanted
done.
him the whole time.
We
But you
did.
can't always get who you want.
No.
And the thing that hurt us at the point where we were maybe able to get him, that first
buy, yeah.
And you just go, he's just the target off the buy.
It had to be,
Anyway,
yeah.
we've got him now.
So he's still worth
Cal
getting,
doesn't.
Cal, don't you believe?
He's coming in this week.
Oh, right.
So the funny thing is with him though, like in his first 6
Spend it,
games, he
Spend
never
it,
hit
yeah.
a ton.
Chaser, too.
I'm chasing his 150. Don't worry about that. In his first 6 games, never hit a ton. Has tonned up 6 games straight after that.
Yeah.
So you could have bought him.
Anyone would think he had a role change.
Well, it has been a massive role change
It
to
has.
destroy.
It has.
So he's now 30k underpriced from what he started. So he's nearly got it back. He did drop down to about 140k
Yeah.
under.
Yeah.
Was when everyone was like, yeah, now's the time to get on.
Yeah.
So since then, he's gone up 100 odd K. You can still, I feel like I've missed the boat after I've missed 1 week. But the boat is still at the dock.
Oh, he's under 800k. So
You can still
he's there
get
in
on.
my rule.
Yeah.
He's not more than 800.
Yeah.
So, yes, he can come in.
Now, as we talked about, Whitfield, he wasn't as good as he should have been last week, but his form versus Carlton, Cow.
Massive.
Pretty impressive, isn't
65 last year.
Yeah.
I'll pass that off.
it? Yeah, that
Nah.
last year didn't count. If we
Listen,
don't
that's
need
65 non-adjusted, though.
I can't remember, dog. But before that, though,
What a look at your
190?
captain's research. sometimes.
I'll have a quick look here, actually. No, I would have adjusted that. And then a 190, 118, 125. So you can go to Whitfield this week.
to. Right.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah.
You can.
Hawthorn.
Although, well, here's a question. 777 for Kelly.
Yeah.
776 for Tom Pig Mitchell, who was pigging, well, definitely early on. And
was.
then
You know
he
what?
slowed down. He got cooled a bit.
You know
didn't
what
he?
frustrates
Got
me?
a little
They
bit
sat
of
on him.
attention.
They sat on the pig.
So, what was it, 125 or something?
Yeah, his last 3 scores, though, he's been a bit like this all year. So 125, the week before that, a 76. Like, that's gaff territory.
It is.
And then before that, a 133. So his scores can fluctuate nearly by 50 points.
I think, like out of his last 6 games, I think 4 have been over 120,
Yeah.
but 2 have just been,
Really bad.
unpig-like. But he's copping a bit. He's been copping negative attention. He was getting some more praise this week following this game.
Yeah.
Which helps.
Yeah.
If he's come off a good one and what he was doing is seen as great by everyone, it might help him continue.
Confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Here at Pig Park.
And he loves
Pig
it
Park.
down here at Pig Park.
And he plays a team that he smashes.
Yes.
So he's
Now-
a good trade target, I reckon.
Of course. And I've chucked Newcombe in here as well, just in case people somehow missed that one last week.
Kid from Pooyong.
Yeah. Watch your mouth. He's gone up 38k, though, from the week before, but
You got to have him.
You've got to have him.
He's just
so
the
if you missed
easiest trade, 22,500. There must be more people that need him.
I'll tell you the second easiest trade, it's Aaron Hall.
Tell him, Roy.
God, 5-game average of 123.
Is he too much? No.
No, he's still actually not too much. That's the joke of it. So he's just a must-have. They tagged him a little bit in that game.
Yes.
And look what he did.
Yep.
He still found a way.
They tried to debour him.
They did.
Yep.
And look what he did. What he does. Because that's who he is now.
Yep.
Aaron Hall.
Unbelievable.
You got to have him. Zeeble, all that talk about getting rid of him, he's not doing the massive things that he was, and Hall's taking a lot of his kicks, but he's still someone that you got to hold. And if he was sitting... if he was sitting in your team, he'd be the last person I'd be looking at getting rid of.
Yep.
Can we talk about Cunnington? He's been good.
He's been great, but that ship sailed. You had to get him when he was
What's he at now?
real cheap.
So he is 678. He's averaging 95 the year, 113 last week. I agree. I think there's still better options than him.
I think there are.
Yeah.
He's
I do like
justifiable guy to talk about.
Hair
but-
plugs, though.
Has he stopped doing it, though?
Well, this is something. I think it might have been on Will Anderson's podcast talking about it. Two Guys, One Cup. Very funny if you don't listen to that one. You should do. I think they were talking about Ben Cunnington has gone in to ask for, like, the balding haircut. So he actually still looks like he's balding.
But he's going to be making that up.
But he's going to be stuck in this world. Like, he doesn't want to be, super full head of hair. He just wants to look like he's about 35, 40 for his whole life rather than going losing it all. It's good.
Thanks, Dom.
Poor old Cunners.
Now,
He's good.
Jaden Stevenson.
You've contributed well today.
Oh, thanks. This is where I'm at, boys.
Your coffee
10 weeks to
is
go.
too
Right
strong.
on.
Yeah.
Roy,
Now-
Port Adelaide.
And you've been drinking it very quick once
Yeah, I
your
need some
score
more.
came in. Now, Stevenson.
Oh, yes, Jaden Stevenson.
He's been amazing, really.
has.
Since that one really sucky game, maybe his second game, he's
Did
been
you trade
outstanding in for his sucky one.
right.
Yeah. So I did trade him when he got injured. I was a bit devastated about it. It was unfortunate because he's carried on this streak of 80s that he's just a safe 80. And as a forward, it's pretty good.
Yep.
So in 6 of his last 7, he scored over 80. And the low in that time where he didn't hit it was 77.
Yeah, right.
So the consistency.
That's good.
He's not a guy that anyone would have thought this year would have consistency.
Agree.
But when you're consistently hitting 80s as a forward, and he's still pretty cheap, really, it's
Okay.
tempting. You wouldn't do it.
Same
Wouldn't
could be
chase
said
it.
for Tom Phillips.
Yeah. His 80s are annoying,
Yeah.
whereas Stevenson's, it's a funny game, isn't it? So,
I'll contribute something more to that. I liked his long sleeves on the weekend. They looked cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Doug.
And I'll contribute something. He'll need them again.
Yes,
This
he will.
week.
435.
He might want to go for the Woolens. Now, Port Adelaide, Houston, great pick.
Love it.
Now,
Yes.
some people jumped last week and they were rewarded with a
Yes.
98.
Yep.
He is still underpriced. I think that might even be back-to-back 90s, is it?
Yeah, 97, 98 he's gone.
Yeah, well done.
So
Good player.
Yep.
So still an option now.
Yeah, underpriced for a reason too. There was injuries
Yep.
and all sorts going on. So he's great. A few people got Ollie Wines and put a VC on him. That's
People were
100.
pretty happy with that early on.
They
too,
sure were.
definitely on that.
That's 118 in the last 4.
Yep.
Pennies dropped for him. He's just a gun.
Yep, agree.
So
We've been waiting for it for years
we
to
have.
be this fantasy
Yep.
guy. Now he's consistent to it.
yeah.
So
yeah.
if you had to choose between Houston and Haynes is 100K less.
Houston is
Yeah.
way better.
Agree. Is he 100K better?
Easy,
Right.
I think. Don't you?
Yeah.
He's had better numbers. He's got runs on the board this year.
Houston's just got that injury worry that
But I
sits
guess-
over there with me. For
Yeah.
that.
Hainesy's just got ability to go missing. worry.
he's got 40
Look what he
Doesn't he?
scored. Look what
Yes.
he scored. Even last year when he was dominating, didn't he pump out a 30, 40
Yeah, he
count?
does that. He loves those
It was
scores.
like
Yeah.
a really bad score,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
something that, a Zach Smith type score.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't have doubled that. Right, our last team.
Yeah, well,
Bulldogs.
McRae's a must-have.
it's a no-brainer.
If you've made it this long
He's
without
over
him,
800.
Would you pay up for McRae?
yeah, you just need it. Like, if you've made it this far without him, can I just...
Yeah, well done to you.
The way you keep logging in every week
And sticking with
despite
it.
not having him,
Yeah.
that's just credit to you for resilience.
That would suck when you're
guts,
watching your head-to-head
determination.
matchup each week.
You could never watch the Dogs play, or you could never look at your head-to-head matchups.
No.
You better just get him.
Yeah.
So 3 downgrades, 1 upgrade.
You'll get there.
Use your 4 trades. Hunter, Dog?
Yeah.
Still value?
I think so. I like him. He was it 99 last week for my first week with him.
What was his role like?
Yeah, playing a bit forward. So
Right.
there is that Bevo doubt there.
Bit of
but
Bevo.
he's going to be a top 6 forward.
Yeah.
And
So
at
he's
a
still a
price
good
where
purchase
he's
then? Yeah.
at a price where it's still, I don't know if you call it value, but still a gettable, achievable
Yeah,
type price.
okay. And Caleb Daniel, he's probably still slightly unders for
Yeah.
the 88 to 90 guy that he seems to be every week now.
Agree.
Some good names there, Roy. We'll look at
There
some
is.
more across the weekend on Thursday night when we are back for the team show. No Thursday night game this week.
No, they
because
took
that
it away.
was going to be
Yeah, they
the,
did. They took it off us.
the West Coast and Richmond game, so that won't be here. We'll
I'm
look
not
at
devastated
some more.
about that, to be honest.
You're not?
Agree.
Thursday night footy. I don't know. Where are you sitting on that
It's
at
a
the minute?
false start to my weekend.
Yeah.
That's what I see it as.
Agree.
Yeah, I like long weekends. I don't work on Friday because of it. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, gentlemen, let's get into some Twitter questions for this week. And, well, a fair few got sent through this afternoon when I sent out the call because it was before the game. People's heads aren't totally in it, but we'll have a look and see what we can get in.
I'm sure you can relate to that, Dog.
All right, first one came from Calvin.
Right.
Double pay for working on a public holiday.
Yeah, what's with that? What's with that?
At least you can drink coffees on the job, Cal.
That's true.
$4 an hour. Awesome.
Oh, I said double. Or is that double?
That was
That was doubled. All right, Shark Noodles. Because I had the weekly score, the weekly high score, my league asked if it's good enough grounds that we can have a shout out, please. We are also from Launceston, if that helps our case.
What?
This is top 2 scorers for the week from Launceston then.
Yeah, it's a big L, one of our mates. He's been on the message.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so he was leading into the last game.
Yeah.
The siren went. He was the highest scoring player of the round. Right. Still side bottom kicks the goal. He's now behind. Angry, messaging, all that sort
As
of
you
stuff.
would be.
Right? A late adjustment.
It was a significant one too. There was a
And-
lot of points.
Unless it's been adjusted again, but now it's a tie.
Between
For
two
the high-
different Launceston people.
Yep.
And
guess who's-
and it's not us. No.
And Dylan is the coach.
What?
That's what it says here.
His brother?
Too much going on
I
here.
don't understand it.
All right, Josh wants to know Highmore upgrade value targets.
He's a keeper.
Well, you've got to keep, don't
Hey.
you? It's such a hard one, and this is the thing.
You
I guess
roll.
we didn't really say it before. This week you're trading out these guys that have got the buy, and it probably was Highmore for a lot of people prior to
100%.
that. Like Burns goes for
See
us.
ya.
We definitely get rid of him. I think James Jordan, although he was making a case for it in that first half,
He
that
was.
we might have held him. But those are the guys that go. So Highmore, I guess you can trade him, but would you consider holding, Cal?
I will hold. Like, so I'm just looking here. He went up 38K off the back of a 110, Roy.
110.
He that score will hang with him for a little bit. He could go up a little bit more. And who knows?
He's going to stay in the side now as well.
Maybe
more
he's
important.
got a new role back
Yeah.
there.
So Rats was full of praise, as you would be as well. He must still have him in his team, but he, especially that last quarter. So if he's saying that's what I want from you,
Yeah.
Like-
Maybe he gets more ball like that.
having said that, I wouldn't hesitate to flick him.
No.
If it was part of a primo.
So this is who
333.
Josh wants to go to. Ridley,
No.
bong, bong. Zach Williams or Haynes.
Oh God. Well,
So
I feel bad that I've talked about all those guys.
know.
Now
Would
I
you be-
hear them coming back
would you be
my
going
way.
Highmore? Well, this is the question. Would you go Highmore to Williams or Haynes? It is
Yeah.
an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yes, of course you
Yeah,
would.
I would.
Especially if you've got him on the...
86.
Wouldn't
That's
cost
what he's
much.
saying.
Yeah.
Yep, I'd be doing
Which
that.
one would you go out of those two?
Zach Williams feels like the better name,
He does.
but he's a bit more, isn't he? What's he? He's 500.
He's 527. What's that make?
so
About
it's-
60K more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Might be. That's the difference for the Warn Dogs. That's the difference between a Zach Smith and a rookie that's lost
well,
400k.
at this time, I think you have to probably go. Haynes is the most value pick in the comp at the moment.
Agree.
Yeah.
Well, he's got, and if things go wrong, he's got a good score there that helps his price.
And he didn't
move up
cost
a
you
bit.
anything anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
can always fall back on something.
Yeah.
All right, Colleen wants to know, thoughts on Maddie Rouse? Is it safe to buy him? Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think so. That rust just got 1 to 2 more weeks.
He's a bit more blown off cow.
We did not see enough from his 48.
But we will.
Oh, yeah.
Just not this week.
It'll come.
It'll be cheaper.
Jack wants to know, and I guess this is the price sort of talking here as well, but Houston, Haynes or Langford?
Gosh.
Langford's got the forward status.
He does. And the form.
I think I'm Langford.
I'm Langford.
Even though he's a bit more than both of those
He's
guys.
the safest out of all of them.
Agree.
You'd feel confident.
Just the more I keep thinking, under 500,000, 14 marks.
Yeah.
Guy that's done it before.
Yeah.
It's nuts value, but I'm going Langford. He'll score for you.
So Langford is nearly 200k more than Haynes.
Yeah. He's going to, let's look at it over the course of a month.
Yes.
He's going to pump three scores over 90 in that month.
Yep.
Hainesy, he could pump a couple of
Langford's turned up.
stinkers.
Yeah, as you said, Langford's turned up in his last 3.
Yeah.
And 4 out of his last 5.
Yeah.
Haynes has done 1.
Yeah.
So, no, you just got to go.
Go Langford.
You got to, because he's not going to score you a 40.
No.
Haynes could score you
He
40
could.
this week. Yeah, Langford will not, especially against Hawthorn.
Here at Pig Park. At GWS, Colt Jones. What's the lowest rank out of the buys that would still have you a realistic chance of pushing for a hat? Rank, it's hard to say rank because it's all about probably the points between you. So after this week, there'll be 9 rounds left. We've probably said 100 a week you can make up.
Yeah, geez.
But maybe that's a lot more.
That's a lot.
I
You
think
have
it
to
is
be rocketing home. Got to think those good
50
teams.
points, yeah, they got the
those good teams are good.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in the top 100 and you've been there for a while, you've got a good team.
I reckon most people that have got a hat before have probably been top 500 at this point.
You would think so. Do not lose the confidence that you could still win the hat, though.
God.
Just keep improving.
Dog,
keep getting
Get in
better.
there. Yeah.
You just made me want to delete my team.
Is he, you're
It's
right.
all
He's
about
dragging
getting
me
better.
down.
Getting better.
Right.
Someone will get better out of that, hopefully.
So the people out there, stand with us. We can get you a hat. Don't listen to Doc and his negative attitude.
Finnos. Heaney to Josh Kelly. Oh, well, Heaney, let's talk him.
Oh.
Trade, yes.
Boom. Yep. Trade.
Okay. Heaney to Kelly.
You've really
Josh
broken
Kelly.
Heaney, haven't you?
Yeah, wow.
You busted him.
That was a good
Reverse
missile.
rocket.
He had 40.
Wow. It was a real missile.
Warney wrote that reverse rocket when Heaney was on like 40 at quarter time of the game before.
Okay. Let's answer Finnos's question. Heaney to Josh Kelly. Nice.
Yes.
Or would you go Burns to Lions?
Burns.
So you could you hold a Heaney to have Lions in your team for a Burns that has pretty much reached his cash cow?
So who was Heaney going to?
Josh Kelly.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, agree.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Lions is pretty good, though.
Lions is very good.
He is good.
Needs more love at times, I reckon. Josh Sparks didn't get on to go to start the year. How many Nurofen would you recommend? I prepare before trading him in. Is Degoe an option next week?
Look,
Would you do it, Cal?
I don't want to be silly here.
No, and I don't want to be silly either. This guy's at 515k.
Yes. For a
He's
bloke that's
averaged
playing
98
midfield.
in his last 3.
If he didn't have the bye this week, he would be the number 1 bargain in the comp over Haynes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's at that price.
He's
and if you've
so
got a
cheap.
bag of mixed lollies around, that's all you have to give
Right.
to get the GOAT.
You are basically just swapping over another dude for him. You're not paying anything for it.
He missed goals again too.
Yeah.
Like, it could
There's
have
a couple
been
of the
bigger.
other ones.
It could have been bigger. His form is phenomenal. Now, I guess you could fear that he may not play in the midfield. New
Yeah.
coach, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yep.
But
The thing is, though, we brought him in at the start of the season thinking that he would get this midfield time.
yes,
He's getting it now.
He's now down to 515k.
it took a while.
He was my F1 at the start of the year.
He's so cheap.
Yep, and well done, DeGoat. You ruined my whole season. However, I am now getting to enjoy the fruits. It makes me feel a bit less crazy.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking, the game's past me.
Yeah.
As if. But still, now I'm seeing what I was there was method to the madness.
Yeah, so he's now 80,000 less than what he was at the start of the year.
Is that all?
80,000 less.
Catching up.
And he actually jumped up about 40 this week.
Oh, of course he did. Yep, he's a trade target, dog. Should have just answered that with yes.
Yes.
Leanne.
Next week, though.
Yeah, next
Hey,
week.
boys, I was planning to swing Darcy Ford and trade in Grundy at R2 after their bye. Is it smarter to do that, which likely means I'll be bringing in a really cheap rookie somewhere, or to just trade Darcy out to Brodie Grundy and not have as big downgrade elsewhere?
You are holding and riding that. Darcy's
Darcy's a top 6 forward for you.
He does not get
That's
traded.
exactly right.
He does not get traded.
This probably is the next question that came from Finn. Which rookies can we actually bring in this week for the downgrade? Slim pickings.
It is.
So, if you've got more than your 18 and you're doing all right, you could potentially bring in your Foley or Edwards and that sort of thing, because they are the only
wish I
ones
could do that.
You're in a position to do.
And I'd be comfortable doing it too.
But could you also bring in someone that is a 170k player? Because after this week,
agree,
your F8, your D8, your M10, your utility, like they're potentially not worthless, but you could be doing that.
Your team should be getting very close to where you're looking at it and you're going, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So
as long as you've got a very reliable dude as your first bench player, your emergency each week.
Yeah.
But with a rolling lockout, if a guy like Houston gets injured, you can just swap him to someone else.
Yeah.
You could drop him down to Haynes and make yourself 100k.
Yeah. I don't know. I like my bench and that. I'm so thin that they suck already. I can't be throwing away throwaway spots, and they haven't even increased in value. But if I had like a position like you, Dog, where I'm fielding excessive amounts, 22, I would happily take one of those West Coast boys. Now, on the flip side, a couple of weeks ago, we said 2 weeks can be a long time, and they've got to get through training.
Yes.
And it happened. It legit happened. With Reeves.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a thing.
It is. Especially these guys like Foley and Edwards, they're up to 230,
There just isn't the option here, and we've probably deliberately not talked about too many. Like Newcomb's the only one, but most people probably jumped on him last week anyway. But like of who you can pick up, and so hopefully we just get a couple of debutants from the 10 teams that we've got playing this week.
Which it should happen, but God, you're running the risk every week. So we got lucky with Newcomb. What about Worrell?
Oh yeah, well he's still 170k, Cow.
Yeah, God.
I don't think he did change, did he?
He wouldn't have changed. He only scored 16 points. He did not move.
No.
Gosh. And just
but then you could get him at 170. Could you?
He's on his bye. He's not playing again.
No. He's no guarantee to stay. No, so, and just a heads up for people, I often see this float through the tweets on the socials. He can't get any worse than that, than his starting price.
Oh, right, yes,
he can't drop down to 169 or something like that. No.
It'd help me save some cash somewhere. I wish there was some blokes that could get down there.
Yeah, doesn't happen.
All right, next question is then coming from... Oh, this is a good one here. Zach, could we potentially have some big premium names who don't return from the buys very well? We saw on the weekend, we saw a couple. Mitch Duncan.
Okay.
Is it coming back from concussion? Is that his issue?
I wouldn't think so.
I think that his issue was the Cats' possession count was way, way down. You won't see that again. Duncan will be fine. Like, if you're an owner, by all means, be angry about that one. But he's going to be fine. Like, they had really low possessions.
Yep.
They do have a couple of tough matchups coming up.
They do.
However, they should be back to normal.
Agree.
Chera or Sarong? I don't think you can have either of them.
No, I think it's... No, because Sarong was back tagging again. And that's where he scored well last year. That's the thing about it. It's
Sarong's someone we're going to look at next year because he's cheap.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go anywhere near him. Yeah.
No, it's a none on both.
Guy, is it better to complete your midfield or forward line first?
I don't know if I have a preference, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
just
a tough
who
one.
your best options are that you don't have. But I'm starting to get a little bit more confident of the forwards.
Yep.
If you don't have your Josh Kelly, if you don't have those guys that you feel like you need to have. Another one that we probably didn't mention there is that Danger's getting himself cheaper as well.
He sure is.
He's another one that you watch for a little bit.
The the ability of rookies on those lines for your team dictate a bit there as well. Like, who are you safe? Who's the safest 60?
That's the thing, because we thought there for a while maybe we can have Bianco on our field.
Yes.
And he turns up and he pumps a 30.
33.
You know, so like we had a lot of confidence.
That is, yeah.
But it was against Melbourne.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of player where you're like, can I play you on my field?
Yeah.
And he's told us the answer's no.
He has, clearly.
Right, Mark, should we stick with the roller coaster they call Gaff or get rid of him for someone a little more consistent?
I've had enough of him for the night.
I think you would probably be best suited to keep removing the rookies off your ground, and then come the end of the buys, he's annoying, but he's annoying with the capable of a 150. But
I guess
God,
just what
if
his
you could
price has
turn him
dropped.
into a positive somehow, like it would be better for your own health not having to watch him.
100%. At this point, he'll probably live for me.
Yeah.
Just through...
Reluctantly.
Yep. Just through, I've got to get these other guys out. So
Do you like him anymore? You
No.
loved him at the start.
No, I used to love him.
Yeah.
I used to love him, but not anymore. I don't use the word hate, but it keeps popping in my head.
Little Dabs wants to know, is quadruple downgrading this week an option to potentially double upgrade Poulter and Robertson next week?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can find something to
If you
get
can
to.
get down to
That's
it.
the thing. What's there that you're going to grab?
Imagine the money in the bank.
I tell you what, it could be a move.
If you're playing league,
Yeah. And even
league
next
win.
week. Like, I reckon those West Coast guys next
then
week
you could
become
double
a big
downgrade
target.
next week.
Yes,
Even.
exactly.
That's the thing. You might double downgrade the following week.
Yeah.
It's going to be so nice to put all of our good players back on our ground.
Just
You
hope
blokes
that we
will
haven't-
enjoy that, won't you?
Hope we haven't.
I don't have anyone to take Zach Smith off for. Last couple of questions. Tuk.
Yes.
In an AFL version of Space Jam, which player would team up with the Looney Tunes to save the world?
McRae.
I feel like
Max.
Bont would be selected.
Oh,
to do it.
yeah. Bont would.
Yeah.
Max might get in there, though. He looks a bit more cartoonish.
If you're talking about as they're at their
Max
best,
looks like the Steve Bradley.
No. No, Swanee out of
Monster.
retirement.
oh yeah, Pig would.
Who was Bradley?
Do you know who I would?
What was
No.
At their who's at their
Sean
absolute
Bradley?
best? that
Sean
you
Bradley.
would-
I was
yeah.
thinking of.
At their Buddy. Imagine his swagger.
Oh.
Like at his best, like
Nah.
he would beat.
He would be epic for it.
They would bring back all the pigs.
Oh yeah.
Swanee would go around, knock on Mitchell's door. Come on, Tom, we need you. And then they all go.
That's our four in the
It's a
midfield.
very good
Yeah.
question, though.
It's a great question.
I think it would be Bont would be selected to do it.
Yep.
As the face of the campaign, but he's coaching the pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pigs got to be in it.
That really got me thinking.
Yeah, I know. Great question. I'm going to say question of the night.
That was the best question, and I think it's time for us to go, boys,
Yes.
because it is getting very late for us now.
Yeah, that's
We're
it.
not used to this.
God.
And it's overtime paid, I guess, for the
Bedtime.
record.
Far out.
$6
You might have
this
about
hour.
$6.
afford your cheeseburger afterwards, cow.
I'm hitting that up too, right?
Thanks for tuning in. Sick by afl.com.au/fantasy for all the content during the week. And we'll be back on Thursday night. Make sure you tune into that live via the Facebook page from 6:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time as we run through the round 14 teams. Let's scramble to our 18 plus Zach Smith.